Hey, welcome back, coaches, sports fans, and athletes. Coach Michael Fields here, coming to you this week with an episode or with a series of episodes on drills, and particularly looking at EDDs or what we call everyday drills. Going back to football drills this week, down the road we'll hit some softball drills, some baseball work. They're pretty similar, and then some basketball to round it out. But this week we're going to focus on football. Today we're going to talk offensive linemen. We'll probably go defensive line tomorrow, and then after that we'll go with backs and receivers, and then we'll go linebackers, and then a day on DBs. I'll lump quarterbacks in with backs and receivers since their work's kind of got to be together most days. So to kick it off, offensive line, what we're looking at, one drill, that should be done every single day with offensive linemen is footwork or steps. I can remember back in my early days of coaching, coaching offensive linemen at the middle school level, and had another new coach first year together, who was a defensive coach and played some Division One at a linebacker spot, and what was always like, why do you spend so much time working on their steps? And I said, steps are the most important thing, and I would demonstrate to guys, keep my hands to my side and just using my feet to be in the way and showing how that works as a lineman. This same coach, he was a big LSU fan back in the days when they were winning national titles. He went to a game in Nashville against Vanderbilt, got there early, watched LSU, big Division One, big powerhouse, Power Five conference school. For 20 minutes pregame, their O-line just did footwork. So he came back with kind of a renewed confidence in why I did that. So I believe offensive linemen need to do footwork every day. Basic step, drive step or lead step. That's just that first 6-inch step. The feet are here and it's just boom, boom to the right, to the left. Just working on that basic, drive step. It's a short step. We want it maybe 6 to 8 inches. Basically, your heel replaces your toes, and we're driving right at that defender across from us. We also work, when we do that, we load the hands on the first step. We shoot the hands on that second step. Now we got like tip of the spear and all that kind of contact stuff. We still have to load those hands and the hips shoot the hands. So, work that drive step or that lead step with the right foot, and just first step, progress through all your other steps, then come back through, go first, second. That way we get the drive with our hand, okay? Next step I usually work is what I call the reach step, or a down step, some coaches will call it. This is basically that, players in the gap or players a full position over, and I got to get to them. And so now that's that 45 degree. We might get a little longer, but we don't want to get too long. We don't want to get extended. We want to keep the feet in the hips, the feet under the knees, under the hips, under the shoulders. We want to keep that square athletic position. So don't want to get too far, but we might have to get that one 8 to 10 inches if they're really a full position over. If I'm, a tackle and I got to block down to A gap for, a nose for something outside, I don't know. But really, if we work at just that 45, same idea as that lead step, but now we're angling at a 45 or maybe a little bit flatter depending on, where we have to reach to. So I call that a reach step or a down step. Definitely got to rep that almost pretty much every day as well. After that, I always worked what I call a seal step. Some coaches would call it a hook or a hinge. This is where we got to get turned. We got to turn our body. So on this one, we're going to kind of go up. Heel's going to replace the toes, but we're also going to go over 3 to 4 inches. So just imagine we're kind of going up and over. So our foot starts here. Then on that step, we're kind of here. And then that's to get our hips kind of turned. And then we're really actually taking a drop step with our second foot on the opposite, that second step, to turn our body so that we can get that seal step or that hinge or that hook block. Then we got to work pulls, right? Tons of different pulls. We got a flat pull, we got a deep pull, we got a really deep pull. Some guys like to get their linemen 2 to 3 yards deep, so that pull step's really, we're really throwing, that 45 degree angle. We're turning here, almost a drop step, so to speak. I always work at least a flat pull every day. Again, that's just the foot's here, and we're going to step here, right? We're here, we're going to step here, and then our second one comes around, and we rip through with the shoulder. So we kind of got to work the upper body with these steps, but it's really to work our feet. And everything we do one direction, we do the other way, right? So we go through pull to the right, pull to the left, reach step to the right, reach to the left, lead right, lead left, etc. After those three basic kind of, leads, or I'm sorry, four basic kind of run blocking steps, where we had our lead or drive step, our reach, our hook or our seal step, and a pull step. And again, pull steps, we're going to vary, our depth on those depending on how our system works, how we need to pull guys. If it's more of a fold block, it's almost like that flat pull. If we're kind of kicking out on a trap with a guard, we're going to get a little bit, deep, but not, too deep. We're going to deeper than flat, right? And then we go into our passing, steps. If we're an aggressive play action, we might go lead step into pass block. We might kick step. If we're five step, we're going to kick even more. Tackles are going to kick more than guards and centers. Even tight ends, sometimes we'll work with the lineman on this. And so we just got to know, what protection are we in and work. I've seen high school teams have as many as 12 to 15 different steps they work at practice. I like to get at least 6 or 7 different footwork drills, those basic steps, about those 4 run and maybe 3 to 4 passing kind of step drills, depending again on how we play that. I was an aggressive line coach. I like to look run every time. So if linebackers read my guards, they thought run. So we didn't do a lot of real kick step. We did drive step into pass, and then we'd fall back onto our heels and work backwards. Okay. The next thing, working bags or board, this to keep our feet wide. If you have agility bags, they're good, 8-10 inches wide. We used to, try to find a dad or somebody that could donate like a 1x10 or something like that, and it's just a board, this width or so, and we're just, we fire out, work the different steps, but now we're going across the board and we're driving, putting those heels into the ground. Some coaches call like a duck walk drill, where you're getting your instep down first, and we're just keeping our feet wide and, short choppy steps across the board. So you can use agility bags, they're about a yard. We can use boards, get about a 10-foot board, getting 3 to 4 yards on that drive. But that's good. Again, we're still working our feet, keeping the stance wide, keeping our base wide. We're triangulating that stance with that. Shoot drills, or a stay low drill of some sort. If you're fortunate enough to have a chute, that's the kind of contraption that's, wide enough for a full 4 guys to fit under. And it's, kind of angled like this, and it starts low, then it works a little higher. And that's just a stay low, right, for leverage. Again, with the hip work now that we do, the kind of again, that Scott Spears, tip of the spear stuff, where we're shooting the hips, it's not quite as important to stay, but we still want to fire out flat for that first yard or so. If you don't have a chute, I used to hold a shield, just a blocking shield. I'd hold it out and just have the guys fire under that, just anything to keep them staying low, working that low angle to beat that defender. Next is sled work, 5-man sled, and that, again, boom, punch and drive, right? We used to drive that sled all over the field. We don't have to work them that hard anymore. Give them that 3 to 4 count in your head as the coach. Pop the sled, get it moving 3 or 4 yards. At that point, running back should be gone, right? If we're just trying to condition them, maybe we go a little longer, an 8 count, 10 count. Generally, we don't need to run them that hard. We should be doing other things for conditioning. But if we're trying to build some strength in those legs to drive guys off the ball, maybe we go a little longer. So that's sled work, 2-man sled, 1-man sled, 5-man sled, whatever works. If you don't have a sled, get the shield, get a coach, get another player to act as that. I used to just have my guys stand there and we'd work. I didn't have a sled at the first middle school I was at. We just have a guy stand there, tell him, give him a big chest, and just kind of open up, lean into it. Once the guy hits him, brace yourself and just kind of make them earn it. But again, it was an offensive drill. We weren't trying to beat them and run by them. We were basically a human sled. Use a shield, same idea. King of the Hill, kind of a one-on-one drill. I got this from an old line coach I learned a lot from early in my career. He would set up cones, just a rectangle about 4 yards apart in a line of scrimmage. You can use a line on your field and then go back, 2 to 3 yards each direction. And this was both guys are an offensive lineman trying to drive the other guy off, right? So not trying to beat each other. They had to drive the other guy back. So they get into each other, try to get, first one into that chest plate and really drive them back. And just, again, one-on-one blocking, who's winning, right? King of the Hill idea, just a one-on-one. If you drive that guy back, as the season progresses and guys are trying to, bored with that, make it competitive. If the guy loses, he's got to do 5 push-ups, or he's got to do up downs or something because he didn't win, right? Trying to instill a little bit of competitiveness to beat that guy across from you. So again, offensive linemen, just kind of this series this week, we're going with everyday drills. There's more, obviously, that we could do, but these are some that should be done at pretty much every level. Youth, we're going to work in stance drills every day as well. And then footwork, bag or board work to stay wide. Shoot, staying low, firing off low, not standing up. We're firing out, not up. Sled work, just to drive, work on driving, using a human sled if we have to. And then king of the hill, kind of some one-on-one. So appreciate you guys tuning in today. Tomorrow we'll go D-line and kind of how to beat this, right? Again, Coach Michael Fields on Instagram, Michael K. Fields on Twitter, and Coach Michael Fields at Gmail. I'd love to share more drills. This is everyday drills. This is our indie work. Obviously, we kind of elevate what we do after that when we get to group work, and we'll get to that down the road. So thanks for watching. Look forward to sharing more with you guys.